Hello everyone, welcome to Envision Academy. আজি আমি 13 February 2026 the Assam Tribune News Analysis এটা আৰ্টিকেল লৈছোঁ। বহুতেই মানে ইম্পেক্টফুল এণ্ড বহুত আমাৰ লগত আৱেগ থকা আৰ্টিকেল এটা আহিছে আজি। দিছ ছেফগাৰ্ডিং ফিউচাৰ অফ অসমীয়া। চ' কি কোৱা গৈছে আৰ্টিকেলখনত? লেটছ ৰিড লাইন বাই লাইন. It should provide a profound impact on especially the Assamese youth, today's youth. It is also important from not only from the exam perspective, but as an Assamese, this article needs to burn some sort of fire inside everyone of us, right? So it's also important from GS paper 1 culture, GS paper 5 Assam paper, and also you can use the articles references in essay paper 2, right? So safeguarding future of Assamese by Dr. Manas P. Goswami. The recognition of Assamese as a classical language in 2024 is a significant achievement that highlights the linguistic antiquity of Asamiya Bhasha. At the same time, it also underlines some existential challenges. The erosion of Assamese as a mother tongue threatens the seamless transmission of culture and identity across generations, turning living traditions into distant echoes. If we do not act thoughtfully and decisively, the People's Linguistic Survey of India, PLSI, paints a stock picture of Assam's linguistic diversity. According to the PLSI, 55 languages and dialects thrive here in Assam. Yet, nearly one-third teeter on the brink of extinction. In urban Guwahati itself, 70% of teens immerse themselves in Hindi digital content, while rural schools are grappling with teacher shortages. Hindi permeates media landscapes and English dominates corporate job markets. Assamese scholars often caution that classical status, though welcome, cannot save our language without sustained effort. There is a need to channel central funds into meaningful promotion initiatives to ensure they do not vanish into bureaucratic voids. This linguistic erosion arises not only from organic decline but also from systemic neglect. Younger generations unconsciously code switch between languages, right? While elders quietly lament it. Linguistic projections are sobering, with 60% of Northeast Indian languages facing extinction by 2050. In contrast, states like Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Punjab, and Karnataka have turned linguistic pride into institutional strength through legislative mandates, academic infrastructure, and commercial integration. Their proven paths can offer Assam a blueprint for strategies tailored to our context. The Asamiya Bhasha Andolan of 1960 secured official language status through profound sacrifices. The protections under Clause 6 of the Assam Accord need immediate implementation with plans to prevent further erosion of the Asamiya-speaking population. Tamil Nadu stands as a beacon of linguistic resilience. Recognized as a classical language since 2004, Tamil boasts over 76 million speakers and is claimed as a first language by 88.4% of the state's population. The political ideologies of two leading state parties, Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam DMK and All India Anna Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam AIADMK, may differ, yet they stand united to safeguard the Tamil language and culture. Political icons like M.G. Ramachandran, with roots in Palakkad, Kerala, and M. Karunanidhi of Telugu origin, served as Tamil fluent chief ministers who fiercely defended the Tamil language. The schools in Tamil Nadu operate predominantly in Tamil. The box office success of Bahubali proved the commercial viability of Tamil dubbed films. The leading Tamil language daily, Dinathanthi, Dinakaran, and Dinamalar, circulate nearly 3.7 million copies daily, and with smaller newspapers, the circulation touches almost 4 million. Even communities such as the 5.65% Telugu population descended from the Vijayanagara and Nayaka eras, the British era administrators, and the Tanjavur Marathis have embraced the Tamil language and culture. The 2025-26 Tamil Nadu budget exemplifies proactive vision, allocating funds for the Agaram Museum of Languages at Madurai's World Tamil Sangam campus to immerse youth in Tamil's antiquity. State AI initiatives help translate official documents, making literature more widely accessible. Tamil University in Tanjavur, founded in 1981, offers diverse courses, digitizes Sangam texts, and publishes over 100 monographs annually, clear signals of a state prioritizing its linguistic Punjab offers another model where Punjabi serves as the first language for nearly 90% of its 24.9 million residents. The growing acceptance of Punjabi stems from the intertwined domains of art, culture, commerce, and education policy. Through music and culture, Punjabi has permeated Bollywood, amplifying its reach and captivating global audiences. Punjabi University in Patiala, established in 1962, is dedicated to teaching, learning, and research in Punjabi. It encourages non-Punjabi students to learn Punjabi. The university has been digitizing documentaries on the Guru Granth Sahib and creating online content for overseas communities. This holistic approach ensures the Punjabi language and its culture evolve as a living and powerful global force. Karnataka demonstrates disciplined enforcement through the Kannada Language Comprehensive Development Act of 2022, which imposes a Rs 5,000 fine for non-compliant signboards, leading to widespread adherence. Kannada University in Dharwad digitizes ancient palm leaf manuscripts to preserve invaluable knowledge. In Maharashtra, passion for Marathi propelled the film Sairat to over Rs 100 crores in business. While Telugus in Thane speak Marathi fluently. Savitribai Phule Pune University in Pune digitizes Marathi manuscripts. Assam lacks a university devoted exclusively to Assamese studies and the proliferation of the language. Unlike those for Punjabi, Urdu, Hindi, Malayalam, Kannada, or Tamil, right? We lack it. Funding often gets underused or lacks strategic vision, which stalls research on endangered dialects. Assamese youth gravitate towards Hindi-English programs that promise employability, thereby sidelining their mother tongue. Tamil Nadu did not plead, instead it legislated. Punjab commercialized culture and Karnataka followed strict compliance. Assam can boldly adapt and blend these models with grace. Tamil Nadu built a global presence and Punjab cultivated diaspora bonds with its strong willpower. A multi-pronged path forward model on these successes beckons immediately action in Assam. There is a need for an immediate mandate to make Assamese the primary language for science, commerce, and official communications, excluding exceptional cases, with strong compliance as Tamil Nadu and Karnataka did, thereby promoting inclusion without alienation. There is a need to transform primary education with Assamese compulsory alongside local languages and recruit teachers who know Assamese. Digital initiatives such as funding AI Assamese Corpora and government-backed OTT platforms for original Assamese content, similar to Hello Meghalaya, a multilingual digital platform for Khasi, Jaintia, and Garo, can help Asomiya grow commercially. There is a need to foster migrant integration through mandatory job-linked Assamese classes. The establishment of a full-fledged Assamese language university for teaching, research, and large-scale manuscript digitization is very much essential. To harness commerce from Asomiya, the government should allocate more funding for Assamese films, OTT platforms, apps, and festivals to promote Asomiya and its culture. Introducing apps to learn Asomiya and NRI programs for diasporic Assamese can help sustain loyalty and expand global outreach. These integrated measures, drawn respectfully from linguistic powerhouses, promise not mere preservation but elevation. Together, we can ensure the new generation inherits a thriving Asomiya, a vibrant legacy, not a museum piece. So these are you all know. Now, what does the editorial tells in a nutshell? Right? The 2024 recognition of Assamese or Asomiya as a classical language is a civilisational milestone. It validates the antiquity, literary depth, and cultural continuity of the language. However, this editorial that we just read argues that the symbolic recognition alone cannot prevent linguistic decline. What are the key concerns highlighted here? That there is a erosion of mother tongue erode hoya se ami in urban and semi-urban Assam, right? We are moving more towards Hindi and digital media, dominance of Hindi, digital media and English, employment or corporate sector, বেছিভাগ ইংলিশত কথা বলা। এতিয়া আইৰনিটো কি? মই এইটো কথা কৈ আছো কি কথা কৈ আছো safeguarding future of Asomiya and irony to এইটো যে মই এইটো article ইংলিশত read কৰিলো। So that's the irony, right? Now, dominance of Hindi or digital media and English, employment or corporate sectors in there, right? Teacher shortages in rural schools, weak institutional infrastructure for Assamese studies, poor utilization of funds, and lack of long-term policy vision. 60% of Northeast languages projected to pass extinction by 2050. So there is a linguistic vulnerability too. Now, the central thesis of the editorial is Assam must act decisively through legislation, education reform, digital innovation, and institutional strengthening to ensure Assamese evolves as a living, commercially viable, and globally connected language, not a ceremonial relic. No. ইয়াতে এতিয়া ক্লাছিকেল লেংগুৱেজৰ কথা কোৱা হৈছে ৰাইট আমি আমাৰ অসমীয়া ক্লাছিকেল লেংগুৱেজ ষ্টেটাছ পাইছে চ' হোৱাট ইজ ক্লাছিকেল লেংগুৱেজ ষ্টেটাছ কি হয় চাওক এইটো ইণ্ডিয়াজ ক্লাছিকেল লেংগুৱেজেছ আৰ ইটছ ওল্ডেষ্ট উইথ থাউজেণ্ডছ অফ ইয়াৰ্ছ অফ ৰিচ হিষ্ট্ৰী ইন টেক্স আৰ্ট ছায়েন্স এণ্ড থট বিটুইন 2004 এণ্ড 2014 পৰা 2014লৈকে 6 লেংগুৱেজেছ ৱেৰ গিভেন দিছ স্পেচিয়েল টেগ ইন 2024 5 more were added. Now, 11 languages together preserve India's ancient wisdom and keep its cultural roots alive for future generations. So, by 2024, there are 11 languages referred to as given the classical language status. And the criteria to key classical language, right? Ministry of Culture gives the guidelines or the criteria, right? There are 4 criteria. There were actually, there are changes as I mention here. High antiquity. Early texts of like recorded history over 1500 to 2000 years of legacy history recorded history, right? Rich and ancient literature considered a heritage by generations after generations. Third is original literary tradition, not borrowed from কোনো বেলেগ linguistic community পৰা borrowed হ'ব নালাগে. So ইয়াতে অকমান changes কৰা গৈছে 2024 distinct classical form হ'ব লাগিব and which is different from modern uses, right? Now criteria was revised in 2005 ever revised হৈছিলে এটো মই ইয়াতে মেনশন কৰা নাই none of years, right? And 2024 আকৌ change on based on recommendations of linguistic experts committees LEC under Sahitya Academy. In 2024 the rules for declaring a classical language were updated. Earlier one requirement was there edu third one original literary tradition কথা কৈছে যে one requirement was that the language must have its own original literary tradition, not borrowed from another community. This was replaced with a new criterion, that is, the language must have knowledge texts, especially prose, along with poetry and evidence from inscriptions. So, kiman ase koisinu 11 classical languages of India are there with classical language status. Tamil, Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Oriya, Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese aru Bengali. এই পাঁচটা কেতিয়া দিয়া গৈছিলে 2024 ক্লাছিকেল লেংগুৱেজ বনোৱা গৈছিলে okay. Now what are the benefits that the particular language derives if given classical language status কি benefits পোৱা যায় আমাৰ অসমীয়া কি benefits পাব এতিয়া let's see one by one A B C আছে তিনটা আছে 1 2 3 academic and institutional benefits কি পাব establishment of centers of excellence for research UGC supported chairs in central universities dedicated funding for manuscript digitization epigraphy studies translation projects lexicography okay so center of excellence research karone establish kora jabo UGC supported chairs in central universities okay and dedicated funding also to for manuscript digitization and epigraphy studies and these things okay apo financial incentives dia jabo central government grants for literary research digital archives thobole international seminars and preservation projects so karone financial incentives central government grant koribo. And third, civilisational prestige, recognition of historical continuity, boost to cultural diplomacy, and strengthen identity politics within constitutional framework. Okay, so constitutional framework under road. Okay, identity politics to strengthen hobo. Okay, so culture will be more strengthened and more recognized in the political section also, political domain also. Okay, as well as cultural diplomacy to buji pai ase cultural diplomacy boost hobo, right? Asomia gamusha Asomia bihu eta world record, right? On Guinness Book of World Record likha hoise okay, and recognition of historical continuity also. Okay. So significance, these languages have played, all these languages, classical languages, have played a big role in India's intellectual and cultural growth. Their ancient texts offer deep insights into literature, philosophy, religion, and more and more. So let's move forward. Now, what are the other ways that the Indian government has done? The other ways Indian government has taken to promote languages. Okay. So, এটা তো হল আপোনালোকে জানাই যে 8 scheduled languages in languages mentioned in the 8th schedule. The constitution lists 22 Indian languages in the 8th schedule of the Indian constitution. The goal is to help them grow and be used more widely. Number 2, Hindi promotion. Article 344(1). Every 5 years, a commission is formed to promote the use of Hindi. Article 351 ako ki koy? The union government must work to spread and develop Hindi. Okay, so Article 351 too. Other initiative, government initiatives and other acts, Project Asmita. 22,000 new books will be written in Indian languages over 5 years. New education policies, Sanskrit universities will be modernized into multi-subject institutions. CIIL, Central Institute of Indian Languages. It promotes Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, and Odia. Central Sanskrit Universities Act 2019. 3 Sanskrit universities were given central university status to strengthen Sanskrit education. So, এইখিনি চাগে আমাৰ অসমীয়া ভাষায়ও পাব, so এইটো আশা আছে আমাৰ. Okay. So why is Assamese derailing? Right, as mentioned in the article, and more points from my side. First is educational drift, digital marginalization, employment incentive structure. এইবিলাক keywords kita self explanatory হয়, একাৰণে মই ইমান বুজাব নাযাওঁ. Rest you can read these things. Okay, I'll just read the keywords. Urbanization and migration. Urbanization and migration বুজি পোৱা যায়. Institutional vacuum, no dedicated Assamese language university. এইটোৱে বুজাইছে institutional vacuum. Psychological code switching, youth shift languages unconsciously, just like me, I'm doing here in this video, right? এটা মই কি কৈ আছো, অসমীয়া কৈ আছো আকৌ ইংলিছত সুইচ কৰি আছো unconsciously. Language seen as cultural, not economic capital. So আমি লাইন চাম, সেইখিনি পইণ্টছৰ কমন ডেছক্ৰিপশ্যন আমি চাম অলপ পিছত. Okay. Now best practices কি কোৱা গৈছিলে, তামিলনাডু মডেল আমি ইনকালকেট কৰিব পাৰোঁ. As Tamil Nadu has classical status since 2004 and 88% plus population speaks Tamil as the first languages, right? And Punjab model, Punjabi is first language for 90% of the population. And junto Punjabi diaspora ase in the other parts of the world, okay, in other countries, other nations, teulukeu Punjabi language promote kore, okay, to music, to songs, right? And digitization of Guru Granth Sahib commentaries, global spread through music industry, this is very much thriving, right? Karnataka model, Kannada Language Comprehensive Development Act আনিছিলে 2022. Fines for non-Kannada signage, যোনকেইটা signboard থাকে এইকেইটা Kannada language থব লাগিব, নহ'লে fines দিব লাগিব, fine ভৰিব লাগিব. So these things the government is taking steps for the preservation and promotion of Kannada language. Now Kannada University digitizes palm leaf manuscripts. So এইখিনি best practices হয় ন. So আমি ইয়াৰ পৰা ৰেফাৰেন্স লৈ কিনে আমাৰ হিচাপত অসমীয়া লেংগুৱেজৰ প্ৰিজাৰ্ভেশ্যন এণ্ড প্ৰমোশ্যনৰ কাৰণে আমি বহুতখিনি টেইলৰ কৰি বহুতখিনি ষ্টেপছ আমি তেওঁলোকৰ পৰা শিকিব পাৰোঁ, ল'ব পাৰোঁ, ৰাইট? Maharashtra model, commercial success of Marathi cinema, চাইছিলোঁ ন? Savitribai Phule Pune University digitization projects. Okay, so these are the best practices we should learn from them. Now what should Assam do? So ইয়াতে আছিলে অলপ আগতে, সেইখিনিকে অকণমান মই হেৰি কৰিছোঁ. The legislative measures, mandatory Assamese signage except special cases, official communication primarily in Assamese. Okay, educational reform আনিব পাৰি, Assamese compulsory at primary level because brain learns languages most easily at a young age. Recruitment of Assamese trained teachers, কারণ অসমীয়া নাজানিলে পঢ়াব কেনেকৈ, right? Bilingual education model, Assamese plus local tribal languages, because we thrive in a multilingual society. Multicultural of Assamese society is very much multicultural society, right? So অসমীয়াৰ লগতে local tribal languageৰো promotion হ'ব লাগে. Respects diversity while building a common linked language, that is Assamese. Institutional architecture, establish Assamese Language University, Center for AI Assamese Linguistics, right? Dedicated manuscript design digitization mission. And fourth, digital and commercial posts, OTT channels, যেনেকৈ Netflix, Amazon Prime, তেনেকৈ আমাৰ অসমীয়া মুভিজ এণ্ড চিৰিজৰ কাৰণেও স্পেচিফিক লাগিব, আছে কিন্তু সেইকেইটা ইমান এডভান্স নহয়, ৰাইট? গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে বেক কৰিলে চাগে আৰু এডভান্স হ'ব, আৰু প্ৰলিফাৰেশ্যন হ'ব, ৰাইট? AI কৰ্পৰা ফাণ্ডিং কৰিব পাৰি, ইনচেণ্টিভছ ফৰ Assamese startups, apps for global Assamese diaspora, right? Migrant integration through job-linked Assamese certification, civic orientation modules, and nudge policies. To both কাম কৰে, এইটো nudge policies বা behavioral economics Nobel Prize পাইছিলে, কোনটো চনত কোনে পাইছিলে, কাইণ্ডলি কমেণ্ট ছেকশ্যনত জনাব আপোনালোকে. Like nudge policies like scholarships for Assamese medium students, tax incentives for Assamese film production, awards for corporate signage compliance, and social campaigns linking language with pride plus employability. Okay. So এইখিনি বস্তুকে অকণমান ডেছক্ৰাইব কৰি দিছোঁ মই ইয়াত অকণমান হেৰিত, যে মেণ্ডেটৰী চাইনেজ হ'লে কি হ'ব, যে কনষ্টেণ্ট ভিজুৱেল প্ৰেজেঞ্চ হ'লে কি হ'ব, it will normalize the language, right? অসমীয়া লেংগুৱেজটো normalize কৰিব. It will signal that Assamese is the official language of the state, just like Karnataka did, reinforcing its status in daily life. Educational reform আনিব পাৰি. Why compulsory Assamese at primary level? Because brain learns languages most easily at a young age. Young age ব্ৰেইনে সোনকালে বস্তুবিলাক শিকে আৰু বহুত বছৰলৈকে থাকে, লাইফ লং এটা থাকি যায়. Okay? Making it compulsory ensures every child, regardless of their home background, gains basic literacy in the state language. আৰু institutional কি আছিলে, institutional architecture কেনেকৈ হেৰি কৰিব পাৰি. Why an Assamese language university? A dedicated university creates high-level research and scholarship. It turns the language from a school subject to a field of advanced study and innovation. Why digitized manuscripts? Old texts are the proof of a language richness. Digitizing them preserves them from decay and makes them available to scholars and the public worldwide. And digital and commercial pushৰ কথা কৈছিলে why government backed OTT private companies will not invest in Assamese content if they are unsure of the profits. The government can take the initial risk of to create a library of content proving there is an audience. Why fund AI corpora? AI cannot learn Assamese if there is no data. Funding the creation of digital text and speech data is the first step to making Google, Alexa and ChatGPT work in Assamese. Why incentives for startups? What would it do? If young entrepreneurs see financial benefits to building in Assamese, they will create apps and services that make the language useful in daily life. For example, local e-commerce in Assamese. Etu eta local e-commerce business eta ba apps banabo pare jontু অসমীয়াত থাকিব গোটেই ইন্টাৰফেস. Okay. Why apps for the diaspora? Assamese people living abroad, মানে বেলেগ country, okay, outside India, often want their children. তেওঁলোকে কি বিচাৰে যে তেওঁলোকৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালীও শিকক অসমীয়া, okay, to learn the language. Apps make it easy for them, keeping the global community connected to its roots, right? And migrant integration. Etu ki job like link certification mane migrants will learn the language if it helps them get a job. This is a practical, not ideological reason to learn, which leads to smoother integration. Okay, nurse policies to আমি ডিসকাস কৰিলো যে if parents see that studying in Assamese can lead to financial rewards, scholarship যদি দিয়া যায় অসমীয়াত পঢ়াৰ কাৰণে, then they will be less likely to abandon it for English medium schools. Why tax incentives for films? Producing a film is expensive. Lowering the cost through tax breaks encourages producers to make more movies, creating a vibrant film industry and more jobs in the creative sector. Why awards for sinus compliance? Public recognition awards motivates businesses to follow the law and then market themselves as proud Assamese brands, turning compliance into a marketing advantage. Why social media campaigns linking pride and employability? People need two reasons to keep a language: love, pride, and money, employability. Okay, a campaign that says speak Assamese and get a good job is more powerful than one that says speak Assamese because it is your duty. So etu কোৱাত se jodi etu eta incentive logai dia so to nudge people, right, to learn Assamese, to speak Assamese, to write Assamese. Now এইখিনি যিখিনি বেস্ট প্ৰেক্টিসেস মডেলস আমি ডিসকাস কৰিলো কিন্তু এইকিটা স্টেটত পার্টিকুলার স্টেট কাৰণে আছিল, right? Now we should tailor this model to Assam's context because Assam is multilingual and hard enforcement in Tamil Nadu style or Maharashtra or in any other Karnataka style will trigger ethnic backlash here. Yate ethnic backlash trigger hobo pare, right? Use soft coercion over hard enforcement. Mandate Assamese for official work but protect at the same time ami ki koribo lagibo, protect the sub-regional languages and their dominant areas. So that is a good thing, that is an ethical thing to do, and that is a very much desirable thing to do, doing what is right. Adopt cooperative multilingualism. Teach Assamese as a linked language, but not at the cost of tribal mother tongues. Use a trilingual formula: mother tongue plus Assamese plus English. So, tribal mother tongue to cost of aibo nalage. Okay, it should not be at the cost of tribal mother tongues. Everything should be in hand in hand. Okay. Build institutions, university, A center that serve as resources for the entire region, inviting neighboring states to participate, thereby fostering cooperative federalism. The cooperative federalism mane ki hoy? Cooperation and coordination of ami sobe kam kori asu states, okay, or the state and the center. So this is cooperative federalism. Example hobo hobo, right? Frame language learning as a tool for opportunity, job link certification, not as a test of loyalty. This fosters inclusive linguistic nationalism, where newcomers adopt the language willingly. Eta bairar state pa yate jodi kam koribo ahe, migrants ahe, so let them learn the language. Okay. Use rewards, scholarship, tax breaks instead of punishment. This builds pride and makes Assamese a language of choice and opportunity, achieving cultural integration without resentment. Okay. So the key question is use rewards instead of punishment. This will build pride and make Assamese a language of choice and opportunity, which will achieve cultural integration without resentment. Now, এখানে আর্টিকেল আসাম ক্লজ 6 এর কথা কৈছিলে, ইফেক্টিভ ইমপ্লিমেন্টেশন অফ ক্লজ 6. ওকে, সো তাৰ পৰা আমি ৰিফাৰ কৰিব পাৰো যে আসাম একৰ্ড উড অলসো বি ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট ফৰ আস. আমি জানিব লাগে কি হয় আসাম, আমি জানোৱে যিহেতু, বাট এট লিষ্ট যোনে নাজানে তেওঁলোকৰ কাৰণে. ওকে, মই আনিছো ইয়ালে 1985 আসাম একৰ্ড. ওকে, কি হয় আসাম একৰ্ড? দ্য আসাম একৰ্ড ওয়াজ সাইন্ড on 15th August 1985 between Union of India, an Union government, and the government of Assam, All Assam Students Union (ASU), and All Assam Gana Hangram Parishad (AAGSP). It formally ended the Assam movement 1979 to 1985. Assam movement চলিছিলে কিহৰ কাৰণে? A 6-year mass agitation against illegal immigration, primarily from erstwhile East Pakistan or Bangladesh. Okay, so East Pakistan or Bangladesh পৰা illegal migration কাৰণে a 6-year mass agitation Assam movement চলিছিলে. core concern কি আছিলে অসম আন্দোলন right unregulated migration was perceived to threaten demographic balance to threaten কৰিব বুলি ভাবা obviously threaten কৰি আছিলে political representation was also being threatened cultural identity was being threatened and linguistic integrity of Assamese society was also but the cultural fabric was also threatened the movement demanded detection and expulsion of illegal immigrants objective কি আছিলে the accord sought to create a legal constitution and administrative framework to detect illegal immigrants delete their names from electoral rolls deport those who entered after a fixed date and protect the identity of indigenous Assamese people the cutoff date was 24th March 1971 midnight this was linked to the outbreak of the Bangladesh Liberation War এতিয়া Assam Accordৰ কিখিনি আছিলে category বা provisions খিনি the accord created 3 legal categories based on date of entry the category 1 আছিলে migrants who came before January 1 1966 the 1966 January 1 or আগত যিখিনি আহিছিলে they were treated as Indian citizens as per the Assam Accord they should be treated as Indian citizens no penalties full voting and citizenship rights so for those who came before 1st January 1966 they were treated as totally Indian citizens category 2 আছে তাৰপিছত migrants between 1st January 1966 and 24th of March 1971 so 1966 1st January পৰা আকৌ 24th March 1971 লৈকে তেওঁলোকক কি কৰা হ'ব বুলি কোৱা গৈছিলে Assam Accord to be detected under Foreigners Act 1946 and Foreigner Tribunals Order okay তেওঁলোকৰ নামবিলাক names to be removed from electoral roll পৰা আঁতৰাবলৈ গৈছিলে and required to register under registration of Foreigners Act 1939 they're not deported till now okay voting rights suspended for 10 years after detection they're not deported okay this category represents a compromise formula balancing humanitarian and demographic concerns so voting rights were not given for 10 years but they were not deported okay category 3 migrants on or out and after this 10 years 1971 this কি বুলি কৈছিলে between তেতিয়া পৰা মানে 66 পৰা 71 ৰ ভিতৰত যি কেজন আহিছিলে তেওঁলোকক ডিপোৰ্ট কৰা নাযাব but their voting rights remain suspended for 10 years okay after their detection category 3 যোনটো আছে migrants on or after 25th of March 1971 they were to be detected deleted from electoral rolls expelled in accordance with the law so তেওঁলোকক কিন্তু ডিপোৰ্ট বেক কৰিব লাগিব this remains the most contentious and legally complex provision এইটো বহুত legally complex provision কাৰণ বাংলাদেশী আহিটো আছে but তেওঁলোকক কি কৈছিলে যে after 25th of March 1971 সব বাংলাদেশী কৰিব লাগিব ডিপোৰ্ট বেক কৰিব লাগিব সেইটো এতিয়ালৈকে হোৱা নাই বুলি সেইকাৰণে so most contentious and legally complex provision now clause 6 identity safeguards this is most important for means clause 6 se ki koy jonto clause 6 ase Assam Accord it promise kore de or constitutional সাংবিধানিক legislative and administrative safeguards to সাংবিধানিক আইনিক safeguard provide koribo koy kiyor karone protect koribo karone preserve and promote the cultural social and linguistic identity of the Assamese people now intended measures under clause 6 ki ho pare could include reservation in legislature protection of land rights cultural preservation policies linguistic promotion employment safeguards here example hol apunar amar Numaligarh Refinery Limited Tezpur University so they are the examples of this clause implementation of clause 6 under Assam Accord now we have come to end of this lecture okay this video classical status etia ami ako back to the editorial or conclusion of jao ami je classical status is recognition of the past classical status to ami palu but this is a recognition of the past right so it a key difference anile kiba difference anile ni it's questionable right it's debatable right revitalization requires investment in the future if Assam legislates firmly integrates language with economy digitizes heritage modernizes pedagogy then Assamese will not merely survive it will expand as a dynamic civilisational force otherwise it risks becoming only a museum language honored in law absent in life so invest in the future integrate language with economy because economy e sob solay ajkali right so economy no hole eku nai so integrate language with the economy na then language will never become a museum language it will always survive it will expand as a dynamic civilizational force okay yes thank you everyone with this note we have come to the end of this video we'll meet again tomorrow thank you